The Teenager's Cure for the Constipation Crisis. Aloha, this is Roger Haeske, the 48-year-old teenager, and today I thought I'd try something a little different. I'm going to read to you an email I sent to my list recently, but what I am going to do is I'm going to add a little bit to it, give you a little extra detail, so why don't we get going? These days the world is not only in a global financial crisis of legend, but an even worse constipation crisis. Why is it that so many people can't even go number 2 even once a day? It's crazy, but it's common. I remember years ago when my grandmother told me she had constipation, and she only had to go to do her thing about once or twice a week. And it was a lot closer to once a week, according to what she was describing to me. You wonder where all that food she was eating was going. And even if you're going once a day, that's not nearly enough. You should be going a lot more. Really, you should be going number 2 to the toilet at the minimum of about 30 minutes after every meal you eat. Of course, there are many reasons for this global constipation crisis. One of the biggest is this belief that eating meat and animals is so great for us, yada yada. Then why is there no fiber in animal meat whatsoever? I just checked below, and all these animals' foods had 0 fiber. Ground beef, 0. Chicken, 0. Steak, 0. Eggs, 0. According to the American Heart Association, the average American takes in just 15 grams of fiber per day. Yet I usually get from 80 to more than 100 grams of fiber per day. Heck, just one of my world-famous savory veggie stews gives me about 13 grams of fiber, and I usually eat a double portion of that each evening, so like 26 grams of fiber just from my stews, and that's not even my whole dinner. And there's going to be more fiber in the rest of what I'm eating. If you want to gently beat the shit out of yourself, I mean eliminate constipation, of course, then may I suggest this. 1. Start eating foods that are high in water and fiber content. This would be raw fruits and vegetables. Now that's another problem with a cooked food diet, is that it's very low water content. And we need a lot of high quality structured water found in raw fruits and vegetables. And if you want to have smooth moves, then you need to be taking in a lot of water from your foods. Of course, I highly recommend a daily dose of savory veggie stews in the evening. 2. Drastically reduce or eliminate animal foods from your diet. They are not native human foods, as you can tell simply by the fact that they have 0 fiber. That's only one piece of proof out of many other data points that I've spoken about over the many years I've been teaching about raw food nutrition. For instance, did you know that carnivores and omnivores all have, as far as the research I've done, 10 to 100 times the level of stomach acid or stomach acidity in their system? And did you know that carnivores and omnivores all have a very short digestive tract, like about probably a quarter as long as that of a human, so that when they eat their meals and they have, with that high stomach acid, the food passes from their mouth through the, and out of them in 4 hours. Whereas humans, it's going to take, close to 24 hours for the same thing to happen. Of course, depending on your diet, some people have very bad diets, and it could take 48 to 72 hours. So if you eat a raw food diet, you're going to be eliminating much more quickly, but still not as quickly as omnivores or carnivores. 3. Do the forbidden Tibetan energy exercise daily. This energizing exercise also has the wonderful side benefit of increasing bowel movements, and it works as a safe and gentle colonic. The reason it works is because it creates extreme gravitational force on all of the internal organs and systems of the body, including your colon. It shakes up and massages your colon, therefore loosening the gunk that previously wouldn't budge. And it does this all safely. I've gone into at length some of the dangers of doing colonics. It's not 100% safe. I know personally someone who got 2 hernias shortly after taking colonics. And those were supposedly of the safe gravity kind of colonics. So you got to be careful. I've heard many or a number of horror stories. In fact, some people even died as a result of doing a colonic. So unless you absolutely got to do it, I recommend not. And I'd suggest just eating a much higher fiber diet, and or trying some of these methods, including the forbidden Tibetan energy exercise. Now, continuing on. Another thing you could do, the fourth thing you could do to beat the constipation crisis. 4, do 2-second abs daily. This is an incredible constipation beating exercise. People have been raving about it for years, doing just that. I simply modified this amazing old-time strength man exercise to make it much easier for the average person to do, and yet the results you get in creating a powerful core and sexy abs are just as great as ever. Not to mention its incredible unclogging power. Now, the only place to find the forbidden Tibetan energy exercise and 2-second abs is in the Super Being Club members area. And unfortunately, soon 2-second abs will be no more. For the December issue of the Super Being Club will be removed from the members area after midnight on Friday, January 15th, 2016. After that, you can still get that December back issue, but you'll have to buy it as a back issue after you've become a Super Being Club member. So get in on the Super Being Club excitement here before it's way too late. Whoop. This is your Radiant Health and Fitness and Infinite Potential Coach, Roger Haeske, the 48-year-old teenager, master of health, fitness, and self-improvement. So long. This is Roger Haeske, over and out.